What's up, everybody?
Hey guys, welcome back.
We are back.
Yeah,
We are so back.
yeah. You can tell because we love you and we doubled up and did some delay pop-ups, but it's been 2 weeks since we've watched anything because
Yeah,
I've been out of town. So
we feel like a couple old gunfighters coming out for one last showdown.
yeah,
It's been a
exactly.
while.
Yeah, and we left on a cliffhanger on Schitt's Creek
We did
last time. Uh,
on a
Pat
couple. We're in the middle of trying to finish up the West Wing. Succession was another cliffhanger.
Succession was a major cliffhanger. Yeah,
So we had a
we
big
did
week.
we yeah we've got a lot of catching up to do
We
here.
sure do.
The big cliffhanger, of course, for this one was Patrick had a female fiance, and David is very strongly reacting to that.
So I've come around on this.
Okay, I was gonna say I've been out of town. I haven't checked comments. We asked people to for their thoughts on it.
Yeah,
What have people been saying about David's reaction?
boy, are we in the wrong.
Really?
Well, okay. So David's overreacting a little bit, but the thing is, he's got some. He's got some baggage.
Right,
Some trust
yeah, and
issues.
we acknowledge that, right? That this just kind of feeds into David's one foot out the door, always kind of situation, anyway, right?
And also, they've been dating for I think it was 4 months or 6 months.
It's 4 months, yeah.
4 months. You think that would come up?
Okay,
You think
that's
that
a
would
fair
come up?
that's a fair point. That after 4 months,
You don't got to get into it.
yeah, it doesn't have to be like a confessional thing, but
Mhm.
yeah, that is weird that he didn't mention it in 4 months
Yeah,
because it's not like that these guys see each other once a week. They're like,
every day,
yeah,
every day.
they're literally working and dating,
You would think, by the way, hey, I was engaged at one point in
At
time.
some point, like you wouldn't be telling any personal anecdote, and this girl never came up once. I think you're right. That's a really good point to everybody who mentions that.
Mhm.
He clearly was kind of hiding it. He
Now,
had to be, right? He had to be hiding it.
on the flip side of that, Patrick recently out of the closet. This is all
Right.
new to him.
Sure.
Um, well, he's not really an open guy. He's not
Right.
really an open book
He does
per
not seem
se.
to be, right.
And so I understand where he's coming from, but at the
Sure.
same time, Dave was going to read that as, oh my God, this guy's not actually gay. He's just kind of keeping one foot in the door, one foot out. I'm just kind of entertaining him.
That's also completely reasonable as well.
So you get it.
Right. I mean, there's not a right or wrong issue. I mean,
No.
it's a couple fight with where there's trust issues there,
Yeah.
right? There generally is no right or wrong answer there unless somebody really did something horrible, and neither one of these guys have done anything horrible.
Nah.
So I mean, in that situation, it's going to be kind of, what are you comfortable talking your way through at this point?
Yeah, and knowing the show, I think they're going to be fine.
I do too.
I think they're going to be just fine.
Right.
Yeah.
It's clear that neither one of them is a monster, so I don't think this is going to be. I mean, neither were Ted and Alexis, and that didn't work out.
One
So I
crazy
don't know.
plot twist if, like, going forward, Patrick is just the worst.
Yeah, yeah,
He's the
Patrick's
secret villain.
right.
of Schitt's Creek,
He's a serious douchebag. By the way, Patrick kills puppies and makes coke out of them.
Ted is the greatest nemesis. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Um, but yeah, it was a nice cliffhanger, and I with you. I think they're going to resolve it,
Mhm.
but it was just I don't know.
It's good dramatic tension for the show.
Sure,
You
it
know what I
is.
mean?
I don't want to say that I do think David overreacted a little, but you do have to
He
consider
did.
perspective. So I'll kind of simply leave it at, this is something that two decent people just need to get their way through so they can move forward.
David needs to accept love.
David does need to accept love. And Patrick needs to clearly be a little bit more open and trusting of David to tell him his own stuff.
Yeah, in hindsight, yeah. Hey, I
Right.
was engaged. Might have came up before the 4th anniversary. Or not
I
an
mean, he did.
anniversary. It's anniversary.
Well,
But
I
you know
mean,
what I mean?
he did say that David was the first man that he'd been with, but which
Yep.
clearly means he'd been with women, right? I think that was very strongly implied. So the fact that he had a female history
And also, I
shouldn't
think
be shocking to David.
she's been texting him too, apparently.
Oh, has she?
Yeah, that's
I didn't catch that.
I think they said that in the episode. Somebody brought it up on Patreon. But yeah, she's been in contact with him, even if
And he
he's
didn't
not.
say anything to
He's
David.
been blowing her off, but still,
Right.
yeah. So if an ex is hitting you up, hey, I'm coming back for you,
Right.
and you don't say anything to your,
That's completely fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's fair to say he should have said something at some point,
Yeah.
especially when they've had so many, because they're together so much. They've had so many conversations. I'm like, I can't believe that there's like, you can't date anybody for any amount of time without like,
Yeah.
oh boy, by the way, in this period of my life, I did this one thing while I was dating this one person.
Well,
It comes up, right?
Kudos to them. They have lots of talk about it. That's never came up.
Yeah,
You know what I
exactly,
mean?
right? They must have way more interesting things to talk about than their past.
Yeah.
We do want to welcome again. We've been off for 2 weeks here, so there's a lot of Patreon subscribers. I'm gonna go as fast as I can go, guys, so that I'm not boring anyone to death. So welcome, Bjorn Hansen, Isa, Caroline, Yolanda Ntombi, Matthew Williams, Gina Amam, yeah, Judge Breholm. You guys got to give me easier names for this. And Enurang Bagapali, Mia Nell, John Vacleb, Charity Hullig Pino, Jaco Linakangas, Natasha, Steve, Maya, Vale, and Julia Kazumano. Thank you so much and welcome, guys. We really appreciate you being here. I'm sorry that we had to run through those, but it was a long list. And welcome. I'm so glad you're here.
You nailed that.
Thank you. I really
Like
didn't.
split hog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really butchered that.
And for those of you watching us on YouTube, welcome to our channel, guys.
Hello, guys.
If you don't mind hitting that like button for us, leave us a comment down below, and please, please, please hit the subscribe button so you can stay updated with all of our new content we've coming your way.
Absolutely. If you would like to see a flow-through reaction to Schitt's Creek and everything else we're watching, please be sure to check out the link to our Patreon in the description below. You will need to bring your own copy to sync and watch along with us on your own device.
We've had a little bit of confusion about that recently.
Always.
Yes.
We are watching on Hulu, so here's what you do if you want to join the Patreon. You pull up your Hulu or however else you have Schitt's Creek available to you. You start playing it when we say 1, 2, 3, go, and then you watch along with us. That's the only way. Right, it's just us. There are copyright rules that we just can't violate. I have accidentally not cropped out the rest of the show before when I was kind of hurrying to get a video on Patreon, and they blocked me the second I tried to put it up. They will not let it up without it.
Not a fun combo.
No. All right. Well, we appreciate being here, guys.
What's bumpkin?
What? Nothing. Give me that.
Oh my god, is this a dating app?
I can't know about this, David. Miguel's the only other vet in town, and they have this like dumb rivalry.
She's dating. She's going to date the other vet.
Didn't actually expect we'd match.
You didn't expect to match.
Okay, fine, I did, but I just wanted to see what would happen.
I am suffering romantically right now. And there was a minute when I thought I would never have to look at another dating app.
Oh, Moira. I completely forgot about lunch. And I just gave Stevie the day off. I still have most of the rooms to clean.
Would it be too much to ask the guests to clean up after themselves?
Yes.
Yes, it would.
You've been sleeping for 2 days.
What's your
It's
point?
been 2 days?
Wow.
I'm finding it hard to believe that you don't have the energy to go to a spa. Having boyfriend issues, and this is my reluctant attempt at being
I'm
supportive.
sure Patrick's working by himself.
Oh,
there.
yeah,
Very
for
thoughtful
sure.
of you.
He's the responsible one.
I also have a group on.
But I used to date Ted, and now I'm gonna be dating this guy, and it's just gonna be weird, and I don't want to do anything to upset Ted. It's just that there are,
Viola
like,
seems to
10
have it really
guys on
figured out.
here, and 3 of them are Ray.
Of course, Ray would have 3 different profiles.
To what do we owe this off-book sojourn?
Well, I thought about what you said, and I didn't want to fall into old habits.
Ronnie could always use another baritone. Why don't you join us?
Oh, no. No, I'm just
He's
here
a
to show
jazzy
support.
guy.
Nice.
Why was he my last thought of all of them?
Same here. I never would have
And
guessed.
I've heard Eugene Levy sing before. He's got a good voice.
Does he?
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
I wouldn't want to impose.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Jake and I found out that if you tell these resorts that it's your honeymoon, they usually upgrade your room and stuff and give you free booze.
Doesn't seem like the kind of guy to love
Really
anybody.
good at celebrating my body. So, keeping him around.
Keeping him around.
Well, anything to spend a little more time with my special little songbird.
Oh, okay, ladies, if you don't mind.
Wow.
All right. Miguel's a lucky guy.
Yeah, Alexis looks great.
Miguel. Good.
He seems like a nice
Good,
guy.
good. I'm just really glad we can make this work. Champagne, the very famous Champagne region of France.
It's not even real champagne.
Yeah, I doubt it.
Yeah. I bet it's gross.
Am I ready for this? And I'm not even on the app, so like, should I be using
Right.
it? I just like making
You're on the app if
careful
you
choices.
use it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just love honeymooners here at Crystal Elms. Please write this
Yeah,
way.
it's gotta be.
Gotta be
all
all
day.
day, yeah.
Best table in the house. Get a couch to sit on.
I feel like if I was on my honeymoon, this would feel like too much.
Want this? Yeah, but just get married, not dying.
Absolutely.
You know,
Right?
Okay, this is from a Patrick. Says, have fun, enjoy the night, thinking about you.
We may have been texting,
You should be talking.
covering for me at work.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Special tonight is a lover's curry. So I will be back and I will take your order.
Curry.
What is a lover's curry?
I don't know. But if you're planning with the waitress implied, I would not be having curry beforehand.
I think that's kind of the joke. Is
Yeah.
like this is the worst
Food to eat.
pre
Pre-coital meal.
intimacy meal. Yeah.
No, I don't. I don't get to date a lot, busy schedule and whatnot. But there's just something about you. You know, there's nobody who wants to see Ted fail more than I do, professionally speaking. Personally, I feel like this is off limits. I don't think I can do this.
Okay, just to be clear,
All right.
I couldn't do this first.
That was actually really cool of
So
Miguel.
I guess
Yeah.
I'm paying.
I should say I was with Miguel there on being a stand-up guy about the whole situation.
Yeah.
Until he kind of bailed on, like, walked out on
The
Alexis.
champagne,
That wasn't
yeah.
it wasn't cool to just walk out on her. She wasn't like doing something that bad.
Nah, I guess not. Man of principle there, Miguel.
But
Yeah,
it was
a little pretty
great
strong
to have
on
a
it, though.
jazz guy in our midst today.
Yeah, if you're around next week, it wouldn't hurt to have the help.
I realize I take one thing for granted in this town.
Oh, Moira.
My time with the Jazz Gals. Aside from rehearsals. Few things keep me going. My nightly sleeps, afternoon naps. I have so few pleasures that if I start combining them, then I'll have even less to look forward to.
I understand, Moira.
So the lover's curry was a mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big time.
Was? But we got through it, and now we have a story we can only tell each other.
Obviously, Patrick should have told you he had a fiance.
Right.
But why didn't you ask him?
If he had a secret fiance? I just thought the deeper we got into his past, the deeper we'd have to get into mine. I think you're my best friend.
You're just now realizing that?
Yeah.
You think?
This would be a really sweet moment if what we had just admitted to each other wasn't so sad.
Yeah, right.
Here's one.
She's letting your mom look through the dating app.
Works on his family's farm. Certainly loves to take pictures of himself in waterfalls. And to Jebediah.
Okay, stop.
Hard pass on
Comes from a
Jebediah,
large
just the name,
family.
yeah.
Oh, not my kids. That's a step in the right direction.
Why would you let your parents play with your dating app?
It'd be amusing, I guess, to a certain extent.
Right? Man, I wonder how long we're gonna do this thing with the Patrick and David mess.
I feel like it's going to get resolved, if not in the next episode, the episode after.
It has to, right?
Yeah, take an episode to cool off.
Sure.
David realizes, hey, Patrick does care about me.
Well, I think Stevie was like, you got to trust this guy a little bit. It's true that he should have. I mean, I agree with Stevie on everything she said. Patrick, as we said before, Patrick should have said something, but at the same time, man, they've had conversations, and conversations are two-way streets.
Yeah.
David wasn't sharing anything either. I understand why. I understand his trepidation. You know, he's got a bad track record and a lot of baggage, but you can't hold Patrick to a completely different standard, though, right? I mean, isn't that what he's doing a little bit?
A little bit. I understand from his perspective.
Sure.
He's been, he feels isolated. He's been hurt many times.
Sure,
before,
sure.
and that's totally understandable.
It is.
I get that.
Yeah.
I sympathize. You have to see Patrick's side too. This is
Right,
brand new
yeah,
for him.
yeah.
You know, he's not been through a situation like this, so I really am curious to see his side of things.
Sure.
You know, so
Yeah, I'm kind of with you as far as the resolution goes, because let's face it, both of these guys are in uncharted territory.
Yeah.
They're both in a healthy relationship with another man, and neither one of them can say that they've had that before. Neither one of them.
isn't that a good thing though? in
No, it is.
relationships? You have
Completely.
new boundaries.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
You know?
I think it is a good thing. But I think when you're into that uncharted territory, there's going to be some bumpy terrain a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think they'll navigate it. You know what I mean?
I do too.
I think I'm not concerned that they're going to break up over something this silly.
That'd be sad if they did.
Right. It
That'd
would
be
be
really
it
sad
would be
if they did.
tragic. Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like Ted and Alexis breaking up the first time, I get it. He was in love and wanted to get married. She wasn't in love or in a position to love anybody else really
Yeah,
at
two
all.
different people. In that
Yeah,
point in time.
completely different people at that point, right? So I get that, and I thought it was the mature choice on her part to say, "I'm not what you're looking for."
Yeah.
You know, right now, I'm not. And I really feel like it's a different situation with these two guys. I feel like they're both at a point in their lives where they need something like each other.
No, sure.
you know?
Yeah. We need to talk about how weird that date was with Miguel, though. That was weird.
It was weird. I like I said, when Miguel was first saying this seems wrong because of Ted, I was with him. You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, there is some weird area there, you're dating your ex's rival. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of layers to something like
Everybody
that.
told her, don't do it.
Yeah, there's layers to that, right?
Yeah.
Like, are you doing it to get back at him? Is it something? Do you want to fight with Ted about it? Do you not want to fight with Ted about it?
I think she's more just curious. You
Sure.
know, I mean, she's like, look, ultimately, she's not with Ted.
Right. No,
So-
she's not. And Ted's in a relationship. She can do whatever she wants.
Exactly.
Right.
But at the same time, it's funny that even the guy that hates him is like, yeah, I can't do
It
this.
seems wrong. But I do think he reacted kind of like a toddler too, of like,
I have to
I
go.
can't, I have to go, and like kind of storming out of the bar a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, dude, she's not doing anything evil.
Playing pool,
Yeah, like, okay, let's play
drinking
pool.
champagne and playing
At,
pool.
at that point, you be a gentleman. You hang out with her, and like, this isn't going anywhere. I'm having a good time. You want to finish playing? You want to grab another drink, whatever. But it's not going anywhere romantically. Just FYI.
Yeah. He did kind of leave like a child.
He left like a yeah.
That's definitely part of the joke. It's funny how like both vets are like very similar. Like I feel like I can see Ted doing the same thing. If the
Yeah,
roles are
yeah,
reversed.
yeah. Because remember when they were having that awkward dinner party, and Ted was like really jealous about Alexa's
Mutt.
dating history.
Yeah.
Mutt, it was Mutt, wasn't it? That he kept bringing up. Yeah, I was like, man, he's kind of being a bit of a child right now.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, it is kind of funny that both of these vets are like. I mean, I don't know.
And have posed semi-nude with animals. Ted,
Yeah,
Ted's the same thing.
Ted went full Monty with the animals on
Yeah.
accident. Yeah, with the rabbits.
That sentence alone. Ted went full Monty. with
Ted
animals.
went full Monty with the rabbits.
Say end up on a list.
Yeah, I really uh, thought Moira was a lot of fun in this episode too, with
Yes.
Johnny trying to like get in with the jazzy gals because he was really making an effort to spend more time with Moira, and her reaction is, "Oh wait, I don't want this."
Go back to the motel.
Yeah, go back to the motel. Yeah, you go back to work, have lunch with me when we can have lunch,
Uh-huh.
but I need this for myself.
Yeah, which is good. You need
I thought-
that. You need it.
I thought it was really great of her to say it instead of let it build. What was it we were watching? Ted Lasso, right? Where Roy was around Keeley too much for a while, to the point where she finally just lost it and blew up at him, and they had a real fight over
They
it.
did, yeah.
Because she wouldn't just do what Moira did there, which is just to say like, "Hey," and she explained it really well.
Yeah.
I love you and I love our time together, but I can't mix these because then the time we have together isn't as special if we're always together.
And it's smart.
Yeah,
It's good writing.
it's good writing. It's a great performance. Catherine O'Hara was. I thought that whole scene was subtly hilarious. By the way,
It was. For sure.
where she's kind of like, I love how she keeps like subtly ripping everyone else in the town
Yeah.
apart. Like when she keeps talking about like I can't remember the lines, but basically the gaping awful hole that is her life in Schitt's Creek. That's like the one beacon she has.
I love the line where she's like, "A near perfect performance, John." Yeah, near
Yeah,
perfect.
near perfect. And I don't know if you've noticed that this has been a tough adjustment for me. I haven't not noticed. Yeah,
Right, yeah.
it's been
It's only
pretty
every
clear.
episode.
Yeah, it's only yeah.
Yeah.
You've struggled more than anybody, Moira, to adjust to this town. Even David's done a better job adjusting than Moira has.
Everybody is, but the thing is, they're all so well integrated in the town.
Now they are. It's
Yeah.
it's so great. You know, we're 4 seasons in, and the payoffs are so great right now.
It's just that's why you watch this show. It's for the.
Amazing.
I would not suggest anybody hopping into the show right now because I feel like with the buildup of season 1,
You
2,
need
3,
it. You need the setup,
you
right?
just enjoy it so much more.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely. Yeah, a payoff isn't worth. It's like watching Breaking Bad and jumping in season 3, right?
Yeah,
The payoff's not worth it if you didn't go on the journey from the beginning.
like it's still cool, and I'm
Right.
sure there's still some enjoyment there, obviously. But like, the buildup is what makes the show.
Sure.
It's the developments of the characters. You know,
Now on rewatch though, do you ever skip seasons when shows start off slow on a rewatch?
The Office.
The Office I do, Parks
Parks
and
and
Rec
Rec.
I do. Yeah.
Every once in a while, there's always like 1 or 2 episodes that I enjoy
Right.
from those early seasons.
Sure.
So I'll watch those. But yeah, for the most part, I skip past it.
I do too. I'll start Parks and Rec when Adam Scott shows up.
Now
You
I'm
know?
curious what inevitably when I do rewatch this show, I wonder how I'm going to do that. I don't
I don't
if I'll
know.
start from the beginning. I feel like this might be another show where since I've already seen it, I might just hop in. A lot of you guys have seen this show already. Excuse me. How do you feel about that? Is this a show that you skip a season with, or do you watch all of it from the beginning?
Yeah. Would you guys do rewatches on this? Because I feel like most of the people that are watching along with this,
Mhm.
this is a rewatch kind of for
Yep.
them a little bit.
Mhm.
So how do you do it? Do you start with one, or are you a purist that always starts with one on a show, or do you skip to the seasons you really want to see?
And this show is short enough, I feel like if you were binging it, you could start from the beginning. The
Right.
episodes are short enough, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. I with The Office. Sorry, since that's on the brain. I skip season 1 and season 7 and 8.
Yeah.
I do
7 and 8
not
are
like.
bad.
I do not like those last 2 seasons. I will not watch them again.
The show ends, spoiler, when Michael Scott leaves for me.
Right. Me too. I agree. It's a perfect ending. It should have been the ending. Because when
And it wraps up everybody pretty nice.
sorry for spoiling. But like when he takes off the mic and says that's what she said, you know, when you can't really hear him and Walk gets on the airplane. What is a better ending than that?
It's perfect.
Yeah,
And like he leaves everybody just keeps going on business as usual in the office.
that would have been great.
It's great.
Yeah.
But regardless, we did not write that show.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, the reason it kept going is for the money, and they made a lot of money off of it.
They all got
The
rich.
cast all got still paid. The NBC still made their piles off of it. Ricky
one of them is
Gervais made
Jack
his
Ryan
money
now.
on it. Yeah, exactly. One's Jack Ryan now, so good for them.
Yeah.
All right. Wow, did we wander off topic a lot there? Sorry, guys. We're kind of a free flow, poetry slam over here right now today.
We're back.
Yeah, exactly.
We're back.
We will catch you on the next one, folks.
See ya.